Midgley.
Madam Deputy Speaker, I beg to move that leave be given to bring in a bill to amend building regulations to require letterboxes in new buildings and front doors to be positioned in accordance with British Standard EN 13724/2013. Madam Deputy Speaker, this government says it wants to raise standards and focus on delivery. So I have got a perfect bill for them. It's the letterbox positioning bill. Last Christmas, I visited the Royal Mail delivery office in my constituency in Huyton. I watched our posties working flat out, and it really hit home how hard they work, whatever the weather, whatever the conditions. And I asked, what could I do to help? They said, sort out those low-level letterboxes. Because they're worried that one of these days, one of them could get a life-changing injury just doing their job. Like Lancaster postie Anthony Quinn, who lost the top of his finger after a dog lunged through a letterbox and bit him. He was just doing his job, delivering the post. Or like South London postie Andrew Burge, who was attacked through a letterbox by a dog that locked onto his hand and wouldn't let go. He suffered serious damage to his ring finger. He was just doing his job, delivering the post. Or like Wakefield postie Elaine White, who lost the top of her finger in another attack. The damage was so bad, the doctors could not reattach it. That's permanent, life-altering. She was just doing her job, delivering the post. During my visit to the delivery office, posties showed me scars and injuries from the dog attacks through letterboxes. And Madam Deputy Speaker, members across this House will have countless stories and first-hand experience of our campaigners getting dog bites, delivering leaflets to low level boxes. Around 1,000 of our posties have had their fingers partly or fully bitten off through a letterbox in the past 5 years. It is clear to me that letterboxes have reached a new low, and it's time we in this House raise them. Because when a letterbox is down by your ankles, any dog can bite, draw blood, or sever a finger or two. Madam Deputy Speaker, it's not just dog attacks. Low-level letterboxes forced our posties to stoop repeatedly, day in, day out. We've all been there on our leaflet delivery as we walk down the path and see a low-level letterbox. The heart sinks. The only thing lower than the letterbox is the mood of anyone who has to use one. Posties have to do this every single day, dozens of times. And many of our posties get serious back problems and suffer back pain for years from their job. Royal Mail recorded over 18,000 back-related injuries in just 1 year. Some of these posties are with us in the gallery today. Thank you for coming here and thank you for all you do for us. And their union, the CWU, has campaigned for this change since 1958. Why hasn't it happened yet? Because a recent survey of CWU reps found that 93% reported issues with low-level letterboxes in new buildings, and 99% said following the standard that this bill would bring in would make a real difference, with letterboxes being 70 centimetres from the ground. Madam Deputy Speaker, this isn't just about protecting workers, though that is obviously reason enough. It's also about the cost of inaction. In 2022, back pain alone led to 154,000 lost working days at Royal Mail, costing them 16 million quid. Dog attacks lead to NHS treatment, police investigations and court cases. Madam Deputy Speaker, I'd like to thank the members that have co-sponsored this bill. It's also a change supported by posties up and down the country, the Royal Mail itself, and I believe across this House. Because it was former Conservative member for Chelmsford who brought forward a similar bill in the last Parliament, which had widespread support. I'd like to pay tribute to her and the work that she did. I'd like to pay tribute as well to my friend from Corby and East Northamptonshire, sitting next to me, who is himself a former postie and CWU Regional Secretary. And I know that this is something that can unite us all, because when I asked a question on this issue some months ago in this chamber, there were cries of "hear, hear" from across the House. That's rare. Madam Deputy Speaker, this should be a simple fix, because the current British standard is that a letterbox height should be at least 70 centimetres off the ground. Right now it's advisory. This bill would make it mandatory. This isn't about asking people to change their existing doors or letterboxes. This bill is just about low-level letterboxes on new buildings, residential and commercial. This Labour government will build 1.5 million new homes this Parliament, and I welcome the Chancellor's announcement today in the spending review of £39 billion to help build new social and affordable housing. But let's make sure they're built right, so that posties don't go to work in fear of injury. Let's build them without burdening our public services with the cost of those injuries. As a Labour government, we take our duty to look after working people seriously, and this bill will do just that. Madam Deputy Speaker, loads of other countries like Ireland, Portugal and Belgium have already banned low-level letterboxes. Why are we behind them? Let's catch up with our neighbours on this. Let's raise the bar, or height, literally, on letterboxes. It will save pain, prevent injury and cut costs. It's the right thing to do for the people who deliver our post, a part of our community, and who look after us day in, day out. And we will never forget the role that they played during the COVID pandemic. Because our consideration for our posties' health and safety at work should be first class. So I ask this House to give this bill the stamp of approval and get it signed, sealed, delivered.
As a frequent leafleter in Sussex World, I am particularly invested in this piece of legislation. The question is that the honourable member have leave to bring in the bill. As many of that opinion say aye? Aye. Of the contrary, no? The ayes have it, the ayes have it. Who will prepare and bring in the bill?
Lee Barron, Charlie Dewhurst, Colin Eastwood, Emma Foodie, Louise Haig, Sally Jameson, Joe Morris, Sarah Owen, Lawrence Turner, Chris Webb, Michael Wheeler and me, Madam Deputy Speaker.